So Heather, what are the requirements for the CalHFA program?
The requirements are pretty simple. You have to have a minimum credit score of 640. You cannot exceed an income of 128,700 for Riverside County. However, depending on the county, that can go up or down. You cannot have a debt ratio that exceeds a 45%. And what I mean by a debt ratio is all of your monthly expenses plus the new housing payment can't exceed 45%. You need to be a first-time home buyer, and the definition of a first-time home buyer is you cannot have owned a home in the last 3 years.
Okay, great. And how does this program differ from any other down payment program?
The thing that's nice about CalHFA, what happens is there is a second and a third lien that will provide you up to 7.5%, which means that you can get in for literally nothing. Sometimes there might be costs that you might have to come in with $1,000, maybe up to $2,000, but at the end of the day, it's a 7.5% down payment assistance program.
Okay, so how much assistance will the buyer actually get?
On the My Home, your down payment is 3.5% on an FHA transaction, or conventional 3%. And then you have the ZIP, which will cover your closing costs and your prepaid expenses. And then the seller can also contribute if you, the real estate agent, negotiates a seller credit.
Great. And how much does the average home buyer have to come in with, like, out of pocket?
Well, you always have to bring in an earnest money deposit. In our county, you know, usually we want to see at least a minimum of $1,000. But at the end of the day, if the My Home and ZIP cover that, you can sometimes get that refunded back. But I would probably say somewhere like $1,000 to $2,000.
Okay. And what type of home buyer is this program ideal for?
It's kind of ideal for two components. That person with really not the perfect credit score, because 640 is a lower credit score, and of course the person who has no money and no family to get any type of down payment. Again, the down payment is covered entirely with the two programs.
Great. And are there any area or property restrictions?
The only restriction on property type, manufactured, you do have to have a higher credit score of a 660. But other than that, no.
Perfect. Thank you, Heather.
You're welcome.